Nara, founder and CEO of Simply Complete Enterprises, LLC, where we take the hard work out your passion. Simply Complete is a public relations firm that provides a full PR experience to our clients. We offer additional services such as business services, entity formation, assistant services, notary, workshops, infographics, resource tools, and more. For more information on Simply Complete, visit simplycompleteonline.com. I do these chit chats for every type of CEO. There will always be a topic you or your colleagues can relate to. We are unfiltered, out the box, and have meaningful conversations in a relaxed business setting. Woo, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. We are really in season 3 of Chit Chat with Nara. Y'all, the whole vibe of these conversations is not even the same as my very first episode. The growth in me has been so real. And I would have to say that, yeah, we're in season 3, but season 2 taught me a lot about myself. I've gotten so comfortable with saying, I am Nara, founder and CEO of Simply Complete Enterprises, LLC, where we take the hard work out your passion. But is that really Nara? Like, if someone was to really say, who is Nara, what would I really want to say? Because, y'all, sis is way more than just that, okay? I am a mother, an entrepreneur, an influencer, definitely a personality, and way, way much more hats are added to the list, okay? I have a passion and charge on my life to provide entrepreneurs with the motivation to be their own boss, create dope planners, and other amazing tools you can use for your business, and overall just be a really dope resource, okay? So I had to check myself because I'm like, girl, you out here always saying that you're the founder and CEO of Simply Complete Enterprises, which is true. We all know that that's my baby. That's the first business that I truly started, enforced, implemented, made a part of my daily routine, okay? But a lot has changed, and I think as business owners and brand owners, we get nervous sometimes with change. We don't know if it's going to harm us, if it's going to help us, and we sometimes get stuck. Yes, you can be stuck in your ways when it comes to the elevation of your business. And that happens to us, and that is okay. I mean, getting back into the swing of podcasting took a little minute because, unfortunately, I let 21 days go of not recording, and we all know that it takes 21 days to either break or make a bad habit, okay? And I was starting to create a habit of getting comfortable, of saying, well, people are listening to the episodes that's already out there. Why am I worried, okay? That's how I was looking at it. And then you get back into the game, and you're like, yeah, I shouldn't have took that break. Now I need to work a million times harder. No, you don't. You just got to find your momentum again. As entrepreneurs, we do that to ourselves. Something that happened that has us taking a little break or might have us been a little stagnant. And then we feel like we have to get no sleep, put everything on the back burner, or try to pile too much up on our calendars at once because we're trying to play catch up. Everything is not meant to play catch up on. It's meant to just continue where you left off. But when you're continuing where you're left off, you should come back regrouped, refreshed, refocused, and ready to do the damn thing, okay? And that's real. I'm telling you all, you never know what life is going to throw your way. And it literally doesn't matter if it's on a personal side or the business side. If it's thrown at you, it's going to affect both sides. So let's just be real. I tell you all, we all kind of live on that blurred line between being professional and being personal, and it's okay. I feel like business has changed over the years to where you don't have to live by this blueprint of what they expect the perfect entrepreneur to look like. You can add your personality to stuff now, especially with being in the digital world where a lot of stuff is more social. So you do need to be able to engage. You want to have things out there that people want to engage with. So I feel like the dynamic have shifted a lot, you all. And as I'm sitting here at 3:03 in the morning recording this podcast for you all, definitely shows me how much Dynamics change, and we have to readjust how we think sometime in order to even be a good business owner. You might have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and work on something. And that is super, super okay. Like, it's really okay. So, a lot has happened. The last episode I gave you all was kind of my apology love letter to myself and you all for not being as transparent as I wanted to be. When I first started Chit Chat with Nara, it was always about being raw, being unfiltered, giving entrepreneurs that space where you can talk and not have to worry about if someone's saying that's not proper business etiquette, or maybe the way you delivered that was not correct. And that's okay. It's okay if a person feels that way. But we have a space for that, okay? We got a lot of dope things did. You know, I'm not sitting here saying that the last 19 episodes was not worth tuning into, because they definitely was. You know, out of those 19 episodes, you all got a lot of business tips. I feel like we grew together. You all saw my transition and my growth throughout those episodes. I feel like, once again, the tips and the resources were amazing, okay? All of that was super amazing. And it's super, super cool. So I never will say, oh, they're not great episodes, because they are. They're great episodes. They're amazingly executed. Some of the guests we had on throughout the last 2 seasons were great. The visuals on our social media pages and all of that, great. But when I go back and I listen to these podcasts, I'm like, Nara, you gave great advice. You gave great tips. You were down to earth. You were everything you said you wanted to be, but you were not yourself. Yeah, we're going to pause right there, okay? I was not myself. And I'm going to tell you why. I was not myself because I was so worried about delivering amazing content that everybody wanted to listen to. And I kind of forgot about my market at that point. Because remember, I wanted to create a space that any type of CEO could listen to it. Even the ones that want to be uptight all the time. Okay? But here I was creating this content and putting on this facade, but I was truly being uptight about my brand. I didn't even know where I wanted Chit Chat with Nara to go. Okay, you all? I just knew that a couple of years ago, I wanted to start doing these chit chats, but I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. And then I realized, talk about business. Then I'm like, no, forget that. Don't nobody want to hear about business. Maybe they don't want to hear about it, but maybe it's somebody out there that do. I was so worried about the everybody's that I wasn't worried about the somebody's that was really going to be like, I needed this type of space to come to and either interact or listen to what's going on, because maybe it's something that I've always been thinking about but never had those people on my level to want to talk about those things with me, you know? So I always think about that, and I'm like, okay, we have to do something different for season 3. We have to do something different. We got to spice it up a little bit. We need to just make it more of what I wanted it to be. Because once again, I told you all, everything was authentic in it, I felt like, but myself. Yes, my words was authentic. Yes, I spoke my truth, all of that stuff. But the way I delivered it was not me. It was me listening to what other people thought I should do. And me being hard-headed and not wanting to understand that I had a power within me that I was running from. And that became a problem. I wanted to do things, quote unquote, by the book when I needed to do things the Nara Renee way, okay? I had to really sit back and say, okay, what's next? Because we're getting a little stagnant now, okay? Like I said, you know, I had to start here first. I had to start with the fact that I needed to recondition the type of podcast I wanted to have attached to the Nara Renee brand, okay? I realized that I did not want to just do podcasts, okay? I knew that it's time for me to do more. So, you know, I already got the brand planners, you all. I got the planners and the journals available on simplycompleteonline.com, as well as you can order them off of Amazon. Great, great resource. And I realized over the last month, maybe about 3.5 months, a lot of things I've been doing on the back end have been organizing, planning, helping other people get their stuff organized out and planned so that everyone can start making some money, okay? We are living in a time where sometimes we need to share a skill with someone and we all make money. Now, when you hear the word share, people automatically assume free. No, you can charge people for the knowledge you're giving them. Be that resource. Sometimes you might want to be a free resource, but we'll get into that a little later in the podcast. Okay, you all? But what I'm saying is, I needed to realize that Nara Winay was an entire brand, okay? Nara Winay is not just simply complete, okay? I have all these other moving parts, all of these things that I'm starting to birth because it was important to separate different parts of the entity, but realize that I had a whole brand that I look at every day in the mirror when I get ready in the morning. Myself, Nara Winay is a brand. And a lot of us, we do not realize that. We start off with a business. We're like, okay, we want to be a business owner. But we never realize how much of a brand we have to be as the owner of that business, especially if you're stepping out and doing different things that's going to be attached back to that main business. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. So with that, we created the NaraWinay.com. So you can literally go to www.narawinay.com and you can see a little bit of everything that has to do with the Nara Winay brand. We haven't put more of the like day in the life and personal side of me on there yet, but we needed to create that space that showed a little bit of everything. A place for anything Nara Winay related could live at in this central hub. And then you could be directed to the appropriate sites or pages or groups or whatever we needed you all to be attached to, just to make it a little easier. Because, see, when it comes to Simply Complete is super professional, has a corporate feel to it, even the website. Very, very clean cut. Everything is on a PR and business service type of company level, which I absolutely wanted it to be. But I needed a space to be me, y'all. I needed a space to be able to give out those tips, those trips, keep it real with you all, talk from a personal standpoint versus a general business standpoint. I needed somewhere where you all could connect and we could meet each other on the appropriate level so that everyone can grow in success, okay? That's what we needed to do. And I was cool with it, okay? So, allowing myself to take upon accountability, y'all, okay? Got to choke on that word sometimes because I believe that it's going to be a time in everyone's life when they are going to dread that word of being accountable, okay? No one wants to have to take that accountability. But I had to allow myself to take accountability for my flaws and the quote-unquote, you know how I get tendencies, okay? Yeah, I'm nowhere near perfect. I will never say that I'm perfect because I'm absolutely not. And I used to expect people to just deal with my flaws, to deal with me wanting to be stubborn and be stuck in my ways, okay? And if we do that more and realize, like, okay, some things we say and some things we do is super irrelevant and we're standing in our own way, we are our own boundaries, then, yeah, we'll get a little better at life, okay? So let me explain this a little bit more for you all, because I know y'all all are probably tripping like, Nara, why are you sitting here putting yourself down? That's the problem right there. Looking yourself in the mirror and understanding your flaws and things that, you know, you need to adjust is going to make you stronger. We get so defensive when people tell us we have a flaw or why you always doing that or all of that stuff. Now, you do have just some assholes, you all, okay? Yeah, y'all know Nara cuss, okay? We do have some assholes that will sit there and try to deflect their insecurities on you. So you do have to still watch out for those red flags when you're going through the process of taking accountability for yourself and not others. That's the goal right there. You're taking it for yourself and not the others. So I would say that for me, I had to realize that it's never too late to straighten yourself a little bit, okay, for lack of better words. Sometimes you have to do internal straightening before somebody have to straighten you, and then now you ready to go off because you like, I can't believe they just said that to me. Okay, take accountability for yourself. By me doing that, it put me in a whole nother growth, a whole nother space. As you all know, I am very big on self-care and mental health and all of that. So accountability goes a long way when you start to actually go through those exercises to get to where you want to get in your growth and finding your inner power. And like I told you all, I never even realized that I truly have a passion for this, you all. Like, I thought my passion was just business and PR and all of those things. No, my passion runs deeper than that. Like, I'm telling you all, I know that I have a charge on my life, once again, to provide entrepreneurs with the motivation to be their own boss and be that dope resource for you all. Like, we get so stuck up in, the digital planners, we need to do this, we need to have a workshop. All of that stuff is great. And I'm going to tell you why, y'all. You know I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to tell you why. But being the resource, okay? You have to be the resource. And I want to be that resource. I want to be that person that you're like, I think I want to execute this content this way, but I'm not quite sure. But you know what? Let me set up a consultation with Nara because I'm sure she's going to be able to get it done for me. You know, I want to be that resource. I want to be the person that in the middle of the day, you got this great idea and you like, okay, I just need that one person to tell me to do it, which you really shouldn't. You should just be able to do it yourself. But we're going to talk about that later on in season 3. But I want to be that resource that tells you, do it. What do you have to lose? You already don't have the success that will come along with that new idea because you haven't executed it yet. So just try it. And if we all live that way, y'all, do y'all know what dopeness could be created? Like, for real, think about it. Really think about it. If you say, I want to start a clothing company. If it fails, okay, at least you tried. But if you don't try, you can't be like, I failed because you didn't have shit to work with in the first place as far as that business goes. So just try it. And being blunt and straightforward like that is something that I know I'm going to continue to work on because I took depositing into people's emotional bank accounts to heart. Like, I will try to find something positive to say no matter what to a person about something they have going on before I give them anything that I feel like is going to be negative or hurtful or offensive, okay? And I still live by that, but I realize that I could also be hindering a person if I'm just showing them all of the amazing things about something they're doing and not the things that aren't quite amazing yet, and then that can hinder them in the long run. So that's a personal goal for myself, is to not only take accountability for my flaws and you know how I get tendencies, but to also not hype people up so much. In the words of my life coach, I be giving out nickel sacks of confidence, and that's great. I love that about myself. But I do have to remember that I am a brand, and I want to have the best of the best attached to me. So if that means I have to keep it completely real at the beginning without finding that sugarcoatness in there, and then we work through how to make whatever you bring in my way amazing, I would rather us do that than sit there and not keep it real and just have anything attached to me. And it is okay, you all. You know, people might say that's a little selfish. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, because I look at it, you want the best of the best attached to your brand. So if that person has something going on and you're like, okay, well, if they just tweak this, and the third, then, hey, I look at it like you're actually building them up and you're giving them that extra motivation. You're being that resource to make it get done and to make everybody look good that's affiliated with each other. Make all of the brands stand out. And that's super, super great. Whew, y'all. Woo. Okay, y'all, let's talk about GLMTY. Girl, let me tell you. Okay, Girl, Let Me Tell You is a platform for women entrepreneurs and just women in general to get together and talk, like really have a deeper chit chat, to really understand the things we deal with and the stuff we want to talk about. And I knew I wanted a space where people could do that, but I wanted it to be a comfortable space. So I'm like, why not make it women specific? Okay, now a lot of people are going to say, well, we are living in a time where, everyone should be treated neutral. It shouldn't be no specific this or specific that. I understand all of that, but just because of those statements we get, we need these spaces. We need spaces to be created. It's a lot of women that deal with sexual harassment as an entrepreneur, may not get paid the same amount as a male counterpart, all kind of things we go through, being moms, postpartum, pregnancy while trying to start a business, assault, abuse, so many different things. So I wanted a space where we could be comfortable, but we could also keep it for entrepreneurs. So Chit Chat with Nara and other affiliates teamed up and we created Girl Let Me Tell You. And great platform, great space. It was actually my first time truly hosting a workshop. I've done smaller workshops and classes, but it was kind of like okay, you do this, you do that, more tutorial type base. So to do an actual space, an actual workshop, it was amazing. We had amazing speakers, 7 to be exact, from all different walks of life, different type of businesses. We had some amazing participants. We even had participants from overseas. So it was really nice to see Girl Let Me Tell You go from just being local to being all through the United States to then becoming global. So to see all of these different dynamics coming together, it was amazing. That happened a couple of weeks ago. So super excited about it. And people kept asking, well, what's next? What's next for GLMTY? Well, first of all, we have to remember, you all, that platform and that space was necessary for me and for everyone that participated. I had women calling afterwards and women calling the speakers saying that they needed that they needed that reset to either continue with their businesses or to start one. My own aunt was like, we motivated her to set up her home office so she can execute her business. So that right there, that was my confirmation, you all, that I needed to really understand that, Nara, you are a resource. No matter how much you want to admit it, you're a resource. So we have a lot more that's going to be coming up under GLMTY because it's needed. You can actually go onto NaraWene.com and go up under the Girl Let Me Tell You section to read up on the speakers we had, see the workbook that everyone received, and a lot of other cool perks and tools are on there. And you can always go on there and check out just everything that has to do with that platform. You can go back and you can watch the first one. That is going to be getting loaded in November, so make sure you keep a lookout for that. I know people wanted me to upload it right after the workshop, but I'm like, no, you had the opportunity to attend. I want the participants that were there to be able to bask in the amazing information they received, and then we'll release it to everyone that did not have the time to come to the workshop. So that will be going on there. You'll be able to go on there and see what else is going on with that platform as far as when our next workshop is and things we're going to be doing, kind of wrapped around the whole process of being an amazing woman that is an entrepreneur too. Okay, because we are women first. That is the best title you can ever hold outside of being a parent. Okay, I feel like being a mom, being a woman, being an entrepreneur, those are all the most powerful and amazing words to ever have in your vocabulary. Okay, Girl Let Me Tell You gave me that confidence booster I needed, you all, to be able to talk to anybody and be comfortable, no matter if it was something that will make me look vulnerable or not. Having that ability to properly communicate and do it unapologetically, oh, it's an amazing boost. Like, even at the beginning of that workshop, you all, I was ready to come on there like, okay, well, I've studied how all of these other hosts do their stuff, let me do it the same way. Let me set mine up like the quote unquote perfect webinar workshop type of vibe. And I was like, nah, girl, just do you. I did me, and it was the best thing I could have ever did for myself. That actually led me into what's going on this month. On the 22nd of October, I will be emceeing my first women's conference pertaining to domestic violence. Y'all already know when I get a little nervous or excited, I always stumble over my words. So to have to say out loud that I'm emceeing a women's conference pertaining to domestic violence, that's huge. Like, you all know, I tell you all, I battled back and forth with domestic violence for about 7 years. So I never thought I would want to talk about it. I'm just glad that I lived to see another day after getting out of all of it. But I had to realize that is what makes you damaged, when you don't find that strength to be able to talk about it after you know that you're back safe. So to be at a point where I can actually talk about what I went through without feeling ashamed or feeling weak, that's an amazing feeling, because I have to remember I'm not broken, I'm not damaged, okay? I might have been a little bent for a minute, but I was not broken, okay? When you break something, sometimes you can't fix it. So I never needed fixing. I just needed to realize my worth, and I'm so glad I did. So I'm excited. I'm very excited to be able to MC this amazing program, tell my story, connect once again in these different spaces, because we need spaces where we could be vulnerable, so that way we can shine super, super bright when it's time for us to be in a space where we need to be confident. And we don't have to fake the confidence, because we've already understood that we have power in ourselves, you know? And that's super, super dope. With all of this going on, I knew it was time to give Simply Complete a facelift, okay? Simply Complete has been living in the same structure ways for years, and then I would just execute a little bit of it and tweak this and tweak that, but I was like, no, we have to do a facelift. We have to make some free time, is for the lack of better words. We need to make free time. It was getting to the point where it's too much going on with Simply Complete. A lot of great resources, great departments, everything we offer is amazing. But some of the stuff we offer, honestly, everybody's offering it now. So I knew as an entrepreneur, I needed to readjust some things. So that is why you all are starting to see more ebooks come out, more one-on-one classes, more group style webinars, some big, some small, like class settings. You've seen more notebooks pop up from, honestly, the Nara brand now, because we truly are looking at moving all of those planners over to that brand instead. But as you all can see, you've been seeing a lot of different things happen. Services that were like my bread and butter at once, I'm starting to add classes to it. You know, giving you the option of, oh, you need a website? Okay, I could build you a website. Or you could do this one-on-one session with me where I'll walk you through building your own site, and then you can always know what's going on with your own website. So I'm giving people options on things that I know I can do. I know my company could pull it off for you, but it's so many tutorials out there of how to do it yourself. I'm not in the business of feeling like I'm getting over on nobody. So things that I know you can do yourself, I'm giving you the option to learn how to do it yourself. But it's also there still for me to do it for you if you don't want to do it. So just changing things around, just offering more services. I would say the thing I'm most excited about is assisting people with doing their own workshops and webinars or whatever it is they need to do, and creating the marketing content and things like that for it. So that's a really great service, and I'm glad that we brought back. We used to do event planning before when we first launched, but that was years ago. So to be bringing back some of the oldies but goodies and just rearranging the way our business is set up is going to be amazing. I'm super excited about it, and I'm excited about the tools we're going to be bringing to all of our lovely entrepreneurs out there. And then on top of that, just from this growth you are, from planning everything out, we birthed the VA Vault. That is the virtual assistant vault. I've been a virtual assistant for about maybe, I always say 3 years, but I've been doing assistant work way before that. But I really honed on the virtual aspect of it a lot more over the last couple of years. When you go on my site, the Nara site, and you go up under the VA vault, I talk about what pushed me into it. Honestly, it was the pandemic. It was being a single mom and trying to make ends meet. And when you're a single mom with a small child, you have no time to try to ask for babysitters, okay? I already was needing a babysitter for my main job, and then COVID hit, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? So I was looking for things to do working from home, and that is when I just really got into the whole virtual aspect of having an assistant. And it kept us afloat. It was paying bills. Like, when inflation was rising, I still was able to survive because I had this extra source of income that was always coming in no matter what, because I did the work for it to come in. And I wanted to share that with others. So that is how we created the VA Vault, where I am giving out tools, resources, advice, different workshops, everything that has to do with being like a virtual assistant or turning your business into more of a virtual space where you're going to need a virtual assistant. All of those great perks, tools, and ideas all are in one location where, yeah, I still have clients. I'm still a virtual assistant, but I'm not at the place where I feel like I need to be greedy and stingy with everyone that needs an assistant. I don't have to be like that. I could still have my clientele and teach others how to build up their clientele too. So that's something I'm super excited about. Some of these things I'm talking about to you all, like Chit Chats with Nara, we saw the growth in those. Girl, let me tell you, we launched that. That's something we're not going to continue. But the VA Vault was a little bit different because we put it out there to kind of just test the waters, but it's not something that we're fully launching and executing until the top of the year. But that's the cool thing about the last quarter. We always assume that in the last quarter, we're supposed to just, hurry up and get a bunch of stuff done and say we got all this stuff did in 1 year. Maybe your last quarter is supposed to be about introducing the world to things you're doing next year, but just taking a break back and saying, okay, the first 3 quarters I accomplished these things. This is what I have going on. But maybe 3 out of 5 of those things you want to launch in these next 3 months, maybe you should only launch 1 or none at all. Maybe you're supposed to just give us a taste of what to see coming from you. Everything is not meant to hurry up and get put out there. Everything has its own timing for when the world is supposed to know about it. And I just want you all to remember that. I got asked the other day if I was desperate for business. So when the individual said that to me, mind you, it's someone that I don't really even know. I met them in a group. Matter of fact, I met them in a group because they asked me about doing their LLC. And then they were like, oh, business must be doing bad because you have a lot of freebies on your website. So I laughed because I'm like, well, no, I don't think I have a lot of freebies on there. I'm like, no, I think it's pretty okay. And they're like, you're not going to make any money giving away stuff. Like, why should I let you set up my business for me and you're giving away free stuff? And it took me back for a minute because I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? There's nothing wrong with giving away freebies. But this is how I knew that this individual did not click on any of those freebies. Yes, there's a lot of free resources on simplycompleteonline.com, and there's a lot of free goodies on nara1a.com. And let me tell you why. Some information ain't meant to be sold, okay? It's just not meant to be sold. If it's something that everyone pretty much have access to as soon as they open a browser, I'm not going to charge you for it. If it's a free tool out there, I'm going to tell you about it. But I am going to charge you to actually take a super deep dive where it's more of a one-on-one or a more intense workshop where I'm truly setting everything up for you. General information is always free from me. It's that customized information and configuring that I charge for. So I'm going to continue to have freebies on there, and I'm going to give out more freebies. And I'm actually giving you all a tip when we talk about this. Give out those freebies, but make sure the freebie is going to bring you anywhere between 2 to 5 clients or customers or sales, okay? however you want to title it. Every freebie I give out, every free ebook, every email that comes with a free gift in it, things like that, I always land 2 to 5 new clients or new sales off of it. So yes, I'm giving away something free, but by me having that free resource out there, I know it's one that's going to always gain traction back to my business. And I told you all, I'm at a point in my life where I want to make money and I want to see everybody else make money. Because guess what? When a person is making money, they got some money to spend. So they're probably going to double back around and spend it with your business, okay? So never feel like you don't want nobody else to make money. We all need to make the money, okay? I want to see all of us experience that generational wealth and be able to say our kids are going to be heirs and heiress, okay? Because their parents is out here doing the damn thing. And if you don't have kids, still be out there doing the damn thing for you, okay? Simple as that. These chit chats are going to continue to be exactly what they're supposed to be. Okay? I'm done trying to say, oh, well, I want it to be unfiltered, but I better not cuss. No. If I need to cuss, I need to cuss. We're going to see all kind of different entrepreneurs from different walks of life. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, just don't sip that tea for that episode. Go on to the other episode, okay? So we're going to be doing so much more. Adding so many different things, like I told you all. Girl, let me tell you, it's just an extension of Chit Chat with Nara, just with a certain niche. The niche there is women, entrepreneurs, where Chit Chat with Nara is a little bit of everything for every type of boss, okay? You can be half human, half animal, and still tune in to Chit Chat with Nara. Because this is a judgment-free zone. We ain't judging nobody because we still trying to fix our own flaws and being too grown to be saying, you know how I am, okay? Because, y'all, I'm working on that. I ain't about to be telling y'all know how I am because I want to be better than the person I was yesterday. Simple as that, okay? And I just want y'all to know that I am determined to be an example of what I'm preaching, okay? I'm going to be that example for you all. I'm going to continue to be transparent, let you all know where I'm having a bad day, when I'm having a good day, all of that amazing stuff. Going to keep on being the dope resource that is charged on my life to be, okay? Y'all know y'all can follow me on all social media platforms by searching Nara Winay and Simply Complete through Simply Complete PR. We got both websites out there now, simplycompleteonline.com. And, of course, now we have narawinay.com where you can get a little bit more of the fun and exciting Nara that's not super corporate, okay, y'all? Because y'all already know when we be talking about how we got our, this how we are with our friends, but this is our voice when we get on the phone with the bill collectors. Y'all done all heard that voice before. I want y'all to have those spaces available for us to hang out in and do all kind of great stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more on social media, getting back into doing things on Instagram and Clubhouse and just really utilizing all of the different areas of being digital and virtual. And we are going to just continue to motivate each other to never give up, to remind you of the reason why you started that business or brand in the first place, and just to always be dope, okay? So, remember, people are going to talk. So, y'all already know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to give them a reason to mimic your dope. Y'all are in for a treat and a hell of a ride in season 3 of Chit Chat with Nara. This is only the first episode, but I promise you all, we have so much more to experience together, to learn from each other. When I was away and wasn't doing the podcasting for a little bit, I was still involved in the podcasting community, you all. I went on other people's podcasts. You are going to start seeing on the Chit Chat with Nara section of narawinay.com me letting you know when I'm going to be on other people's shows and collaborations and all of that great stuff. So that way, if you enjoy me on my own platform, I want you to be able to enjoy me on other platforms and then find other podcasters you want to listen to as well in the process and learn about new brands and businesses that maybe they aren't super new, but you never heard of them before, all of that good stuff. So that is what we are here for, you all. I'm excited. It's going to be a great season. I feel like I got a whole new burst of energy in me. Like I have like this new life in me or something. So I'm excited to even take you all along on this journey with me. This is like my fourth year going through like reevaluating myself and evaluating myself and understanding like, girl, you got it going on, but you got flaws too, homegirl, that you need to work through. Like overcompensating. I overcompensate a lot for others, and that's not good. So I just want you all to just think about what is it that you want to do different. What you want to do in this season, okay? What you want to change. What is something that you've always wanted to put out there on the forefront, but you were nervous to? Think about all of that. Because it's something that we're going to address together real soon on Chit Chat with Nara. But I love y'all. I appreciate everyone that taps in and listens to an episode. If it wasn't for you all, Chit Chat with Nara would be nothing. So y'all stay safe out there. Continue to be dope. And once again, people are going to talk. So give them a reason to mimic your dope. Bye.